Hey guys, Matt here. So in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite tool for researching stocks. And if you already have Fidelity, then you already have access to this tool. Now, when I do YouTube videos, I mainly show stock information on Yahoo Finance, and that is just because everyone has access to it. But when I'm researching stocks on my own, this is what I use. Now we can get there through two different ways. One, and we're going to use AT&T as my guinea pig. You can go to the stock and then click on the research button here, or you can just go to the top right. You can type in the ticker symbol of the stock or the name, and this will bring up the tool. Now, from this tool, you will be provided with a wealth of information, a ton of information. Now, this is not a replacement for doing the full research of a stock yourself, reading into the company's 10Ks, the 10Qs, and all that good stuff. But this is a very nice place to have a bunch of information in one website. And now their main page is a detailed quote, so a lot of basic information about the stock. One thing I like about this versus Yahoo Finance is this breaks down the share outstanding by the share. Now, in Yahoo Finance, it does it by the millions or billions or stuff like that. Now, AT&T is not the best place for me to show you, but if I do the research for Meta, you will see the shares outstanding by the share as of the last time they reported it. Going back to AT&T, you can see the short percentage, any recent news as far as AT&T. You can get a little chart here. I got mine as a candlestick. Go down here, any recent events regarding the stock that you're looking at. The company profile. Now, this is very important because here you can get the sector and the industry and a brief description of what this stock is about. The chart page shows, well, a chart. Now, you can have different types of charts based on what you're into. Candlestick, bar, color bar, line, whatever. So it's basically an interactive chart that you can tailor to your liking. As a long-term investor, I usually don't look at the candlestick too much, but in case I'm curious about what's going on a particular day, I think it's very useful. The dividends and earnings page gives information on dividends and earnings. It will give you the dividend amount, any kind of announcement dates, the ex-dividend date, the record date, the pay date, how often they pay their dividends, the dividend yield versus the market median, the earnings over the last few earnings reports, as far as the EPS, the trailing EPS, the trailing PE. Now, one thing I like about this tool is you can click on the more on any one of these and get more information. For example, if we click on the more for dividends, we can get a dividend history. We can get the growth rate, which, AT&T slashed their dividends, so, And if we click on the dividends details, it will give you a bunch more details about dividends. Same with the earnings. If we click on the more there, we can get a historical overview of their EPSs. We can give you the EPS, the consensus on EPS trends going forward, the comparison versus AT&T versus the industry standard and the sector standard. Now, these next two slides here, I don't look at this all the time because I don't usually gauge my opinions on stocks as a final choice as on other people's opinions, but it's nice to see some different perspectives. So here you got a fundamental analysis part based on different options, and again, anything that you see more, you can get more detail on. So here are fundamental analysis. They base this on valuations, whether a bunch of different analysts consensus thinks the stock is overvalued or undervalued, the quality of the stock as far as their earnings potential, the growth stability. AT&T isn't exactly a growth stock, so yeah, it's pretty low. And as far as their financial health, basically, how well this company is able to handle, let's say, less than ideal financial situations. Which for AT&T, with as much debt as it has, I'm surprised it gets its ranking as high as it is, but here we go. Now, there's a technical analysis, which I never look at, but if you're into that stuff, it's got stuff here. More technical analysis. If you're into the environmental stuff, it's got information on that. If we click on analyst opinions and reports, basically this is analyst opinions, more analyst opinion stuff, which I'll be the first to admit, I barely look at. Now, this right here is my favorite tool. Everything I mentioned prior to now, you can find on Yahoo Finance. Maybe not as concise and maybe not as detailed, but you can find something like this on Yahoo Finance. This is what I think sets it apart from that tool, is its ability to compare AT&T to competitors. Now, for starters, you can see its basic attributes versus the industry average, and a few of what Fidelity considers AT&T's top competitors. You can view price performance, PE, shares outstanding. You can down here you can see other ways to invest if you want to see what ETFs that AT&T is in. Now down here is the good part. This is the meat of the meal right here. Is right here. You can add a ticker symbol. Let's just say we want to compare it to Verizon, and it will bring up the stock. And you can compare AT&T to Verizon and other stocks on a variety of attributes. Right here we got the key statistics. So price, performance, volume, 90-day average, options if you're into that stuff. The equity summary, sector, market cap, and here we can go to different, like I said, different attributes. So let's say we want to compare dividends, ex-dividend dates, dividend yield, dividend payout ratio, dividend growth, and I think this is the most powerful tool when you want to compare your stock to other competitors. Maybe not even top competitors. Maybe you have two different stocks from completely different sectors that you want to look at. Well, you can do this right here. The statistics page, it basically shows a lot of stuff that you've seen in other tabs. Only here, you can directly access their SEC filings. So let's say you want to look at their latest 10K. You can go right here and get that right from here. You want to do the latest 10Q? No problem. You can do that right there, right from the tool. Now, as far as financial statements, it gives you basic information here. However, if you click on more, you will get the same information that you will get if you read their 10K or their 10Q. Balance sheet, you got their income statement, you got their cash flow, and yes, quarterly and annual. So yeah, this is definitely not a complete replacement for fully researching stocks. I want to hammer that point home right now again. But this is a fantastic tool for having all the information that you would need as far as an attribute level in one spot. And I think this is the best tool that I found for researching two or more companies side by side. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.